Live? Let's see here. Let me check up. YouTube, are you working today? YouTube. It looks like we're live. I think so. Yeah, we're live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful August 15th, 2025. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And we are joined by Mr. Real Texan Politics.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream, good sir. So, it's been a very busy day today, everybody. We have a lot to talk about with the potential end of the war in Ukraine later today. Well, I should say later today, but there is a pretty significant meeting happening between President Putin and President Trump in Alaska later today. We got to talk about the state of the economy, some new polling data, a lot of stuff's happening. And before we get into today's stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the content. And if you do have any questions, concerns, or want to support the channel even further,
you can send a fucking super chat.
Wow.
They're cheap as shit, and you can help the channel directly.
Wow, thank you, Tyrone. Welcome to the stream.
So true.
Yeah, so, yeah, like Tyrone says, send super chats. I'll read through all the chats as possible. So, yeah. Alright, chat's asking how Trump Burger was, you guys.
Pretty good. Good stuff.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay, I don't know why I was being... It was pretty good, but we found out... So for those who have been tracking what's been happening, that's my military lingo. For those who have been following the events, the owner of Trump Burger is currently facing deportation because he was a visa overstay who married his wife and hasn't actually resided with her, so he could get not American citizenship even, just permanent residency. He was pursuing permanent residency. So now ICE has detained him. He's facing being deported back to Lebanon, and it's a whole shit show. The co-owner has taken over. The other three were franchised out to the owner of the ice cream shop next to the Belleville location called Belleville
Tyrone,
Treats,
don't!
who back in March was arrested for some pretty salacious shit.
Okay.
But the co-owner of the Belleville store is currently trying to take ownership of those three. And once he gets ownership of all four of them, he's going to be rebranding them President Burger.
Bruh.
They got sued for having the Trump name, I think.
Yeah, the Trump Foundation is suing Trump Burger for using Trump's likeness and such without their explicit consent.
The thing is that they basically got away with it because no one knew about it until the deportation news, which became that became a national headline.
Alright, so we got a couple super chats to read.
The only reason they're going
after an illegal immigrant ran
the only real reason they're going after it is because, oh, what do you mean an illegal immigrant is using Trump's likelihood for their burger? We can't have that.
Alright, American Nerd for 3, late American politics. Yeah, I know I'm late. I was late a little bit. Sorry about that, chat. Let's see. American Nerd for 2, is Zelensky to be in Alaska, or is he gonna cry? I don't know. American Nerd for 2, the owner of
Zelensky, I think, is going to be at a second meeting. I don't know where that is. I don't think it's in Alaska.
Yeah. American Nerd for 2, the owner of Trump Burger was an illegal. Yeah, apparently he was one of the owners. Which is just hilarious. Like, what are the odds of, like, the owner's an illegal?
That's the thing. I knew he was from Lebanon. I didn't realize he was an illegal immigrant.
Oh my
He also lied about his military service, which is the crazy part.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said that he had served in the Navy and he didn't.
Bruh. So he was a fraudster.
Yeah.
I will say this, I'm not really a fan of rebranding it to President Burger because that's kind of generic.
Yeah, but if they can't really do much about it.
And I think Ye said they might be rebranding to MAGA Burger. I think that's one of the options.
MAGA is still registered by the Trump Foundation, though.
Yeah, that's probably an issue there.
Okay.
I don't know. Although I did also mention, maybe when Vance runs, they can start putting a bunch of Vance memorabilia, and maybe they'll make their own, Texas twist on a Skyline chili.
Hillbilly Burger.
Gosh. All right, so let's get into the big story of the day, everybody. President Trump is meeting President Vladimir Putin of Russia in, I think it's Anchorage, right? I would assume
Anchorage,
so.
Alaska. There's a
Which,
video actually. So all the Russian journalists were assigned to the lobby of the Alaska Airlines Arena, which I think is on like the University of Anchorage campus or something. And they all basically are sleeping on cots.
good.
So yeah, that's Trump. Hey, yeah, Trump seems to really hate Russia right now.
Yeah, so
So
this is a pretty big deal because this is the first. When was the last time Putin was in America? I wonder. Since
Putin
when?
has
Obama,
literally
dude.
never been to the United States. This is President Vladimir
No, he
Putin's
was
first visit.
he was there once. He was here a couple
I think
times.
I think the last time he went, he met Obama.
I thought it was Bush or something.
Um, I'm pretty
Uh,
sure it was Obama. Putin last visit to the
Yeah,
USA.
I thought it was with Bush.
The last time he
Putin
was in the United States was 2015 for a UN General Assembly.
Ah, okay, 2015 it is. TPM for 27. The meeting is in Anchorage. Follow timeline soon. That's real. American Nerd for 2. Isn't Anchorage the only city in Alaska?
It's the only big one.
Yeah.
The only other two
there's
like somewhat.
there's also Fairbanks and Juneau.
Yeah, but when
Yeah,
you think
but
of Alaska,
they're
you think
not
of
like huge.
Anchorage.
They're not like huge
When I
cities.
when I
So.
think of Alaska, I think of like Juneau, the capital.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Anchorage though, that's like the big city, the biggest I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got other
The
ones.
big city.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be in Anchorage. Now, I don't know how, like, where are they actually meeting? Do we know? Like,
Yeah, I saw you watch it. I saw you guys were talking about when the last time Putin came. This, in general, this may have been the last time he was here.
oh my gosh, what is
You gotta
this?
show this on stream. You gotta show this on stream.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Oh, looks like that is. Well, I mean, okay, I did mention again. He was in the U.S. in 2015 for UN General Assembly, but I guess that was also last time before then.
Yeah, with Bush.
To the
That's what I
Texas,
thought.
he visited the Texas high school. So that was the second to last time, I'm guessing, unless he visited America again during like a second, like maybe another time during Obama. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
but this is weird. This is cursed.
and I think
Oh
at
my
that point,
gosh.
Putin was kind of seen as an ally of us.
Well, because that was before the
That was before the Euromaidan.
oh gosh. General Hydra has been a member for 27 months. Hey, real Americans, this could be interesting. It's going to be King Cup for 5. Breaking. Federal judge blocks Putin's plane from landing in Alaska. Says he must circle in the air while President Trump must send smoke signals. That's real. That is actually real. A judge is going to do it.
Speaking of federal judges, yeah, the DC takeover might be screwed now.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit, but okay, so let's talk about the actual meeting, which is going to happen at, I think it's 11 o'clock Alaska time, I think. 11 a.m. I think it is. So,
Which is going to be in like a few hours because
yeah.
they're very fast.
How do you guys
4
think this...
p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central.
Okay, so how do you guys think this is going to go? Like, do we make any kind of real progress here today? To try to end this war?
This is what
I
I
don't-
think's gonna happen. Putin's gonna do the same thing he's been doing. He's gonna say we're gonna do a ceasefire, and then he's not gonna do a ceasefire, and then he's gonna get heavily sanctioned. That's probably what will happen.
What's going to happen is the only parties who really don't recognize the fact that the only way this is going to go anywhere is if Ukraine gives up land are Ukraine and the European Union.
Yeah.
And as long as Ukraine refuses to give up land, yeah,
And they have to hold back into the EU behind them. So
yeah, Trump, like America and Russia could agree the only way Ukraine's given it up is I just had a word for it. Trump and Russia both agree Ukraine's going to have to give up land to stop the war, but Ukraine don't want to stop the war, specifically Zelensky,
well, that's the thing.
because it's the only way he's able to keep himself in power.
Yeah,
Well,
Europe
yeah,
is
that
making a
and he's
fortune.
worried. Zelensky's also worried about his legacy. He wants to be seen as like the next Churchill, standing up to the next,
Mr.
H
Schmidt.
man being.
Well,
Putin.
nobody wants to be the guy who lost 3 provinces of their country to an invading force. No one wants to be that guy. And that's kind of what you got to think about Ukraine, because I know there's like this underlying thing in the West that like Ukraine should just give up the land already, which I mean, yeah, it makes sense from our perspective. But think about it from their perspective. How about in a different timeline if Canada was like super powerful or something? We were still enemies with England, whatever, and then Canada just came in and took like the entire Great
Okay,
Plains. Because
you're comparing like you're using hyper
well, I'm just
skepticism
saying,
to
would you
apply.
just want to give up all that land to an
Well,
invading
first of all,
force? Like
that's
probably
not
no.
what's happening though. Like that's not what's. These are
It
completely
kind of
different.
is though,
No.
because this is sovereignly part of their country. And I agree. I think there has to be some territorial concessions, but you have to admit that like it's kind of hard for a country to just give up
Yeah,
land like
I'm
that,
not
especially
denying
when
that,
they
but
were
like
especially when they were unjustly invaded the way they were. You can say that like obviously there was reason for Russia to invade, but at the same time they shouldn't have invaded. There were plenty of other ways to go about this, and they chose the worst way possible.
yeah, but like, Luke, the difference between America and Russia is like Ukraine has a bunch of provinces that are like very Russian. America does not have provinces or states that are Canadian. That's a huge difference. Like, I'm not saying like I don't agree with Russia
Well, still, that
whatsoever.
doesn't give you consent to just invade.
I'm not saying that,
Like, does
Luke.
that
You're
mean
just putting
Mexico can just invade South
Luke.
Texas?
That's not what I'm like.
I'm
You're
not,
putting
because
words in
that
my mouth, and these are different set of circumstances. This is Eastern Europe. This is not North America, and you're talking about a hypothetical timeline that doesn't exist.
Well, I'm just saying it makes sense that the Ukrainians don't want to give up the land. This
Well,
idea
yeah.
that they're warmongers for not wanting to give up the land. I don't think that's a really good way to look at it.
All right.
I don't really. I haven't seen a single person call the Ukrainians warmongers because they want. I have not once seen.
I've seen a lot of
claim
mega
that.
boomers say that.
I've never
To
seen
be
that.
honest.
Well, the good news is that they're boomers and they're retarded, so their opinion doesn't count, now do they?
All right, American Nerd for 2. Didn't everyone start to hate Putin because of Crimea? No, it was Chechnya or whatever it was.
Look, here's what here's what I think is gonna happen. Trump and Putin are gonna start talking, and I'm just gonna post the tweet instead of trying to describe it because I think it's a very funny tweet. Here, put this on stream.
Okay, let me pull this up.
And of course, Batu Khan supported his Khan Mongia against the heroes of Guyuk, so that's who's already passed to the toilets. And Mongia's great Khan allowed Batu to rule on the Russian steppe and collect tribute from the Rus. Oh, Monkey. Tough guy, very tough on trade.
This is your prediction?
No, I just think it's really funny.
Oh my gosh. It'd be kind of funny though. Like, that's probably what's going to happen. You know, it's like not like this, but like they're going to probably talk for a bit. I don't know how long, because President Trump did say that he would leave the meeting. He did say that I think it's going to work out very well. If it does, then I'm going to head home real fast. So he's basically saying that, listen, if Putin's not serious about this, he's just going to leave.
Which he probably isn't, because he's done this thing like numerous times where he's like, I'm ready to make a deal. Then Trump actually tells him to like, gives him some proposal, and then he's just like, okay, we're gonna bomb Ukraine again,
Yeah.
And Trump pointed that out. I think part of the reason Trump kind of in recent months have taken a more pro-Ukraine stance is just because Russia is not easy to cooperate with. They'll say one thing and then 2 minutes later do the exact
It's
opposite.
both
And
sides, though,
sometimes
that do
it
stuff like
literally
that.
is 2 minutes, like with the bombings and shit. So
Okay, a couple super chats to read. Hold on. American Nerd for 2. U.S. and Russia should team up to deal with China. That's, well, the resident China
that's
shield's never
not
going to
a
agree to that.
well,
So-
no, because that's never going to happen.
Well, yeah, I know.
That
It would have been funny, though, but... K-Cubs...
there's no way that you can get Russia, a autocracy, to ally with the democratic West over a country with basically the same, with a very similar
Well,
government
there
structure.
was a chance early 2000s and late 90s, but that time is that ship has sailed a long time ago. So, K-Cub for
Maybe we shouldn't have put Yeltsin into power and looted the country.
yeah, that was stupid. What a dumb that was stupid putting that guy in. that backfired horribly. So, cake out for 5. Break-in. After Trump negotiated with Putin to end the war in peace, a federal judge blocks the decision, says the war ending threatens democracy. Oh, there's going to be some weird... The courts are just waiting, which we'll get to the D.C. stuff in a second, because that's nuts. American Nerd for 2. The Pacific Northwest is kind of like Canada. I mean...
Isn't Putin technically labeled as, like, a war criminal, according to the DOJ?
I thought so.
So, like, yeah, because some deep state agents could do something really funny where they try to arrest Putin in the middle of, like, the negotiations because he's technically listed as a war criminal or whatever.
I never thought about that. I don't know. There's guarantees in place because there's
that would be very funny.
There's no way Putin agreed to this.
That would cause a lot of diplomatic issues.
All right. So,
if that happened though, Trump would become like the most popular figure in Europe. It would actually be hilarious.
Probably in America.
Yeah, the Europeans would like overnight go from fucking boo Trump to oh my god, never mind. Man, imagine if it was the Euros who go, holy shit, 5D chess move Trump.
That'd be kind of funny.
German resist libs overnight fucking sucking Trump's dick.
Oh my gosh, how would the resist libs in America react though? That's the real question. Would they just like overnight?
I don't know. Look, resist libs already think that this is some kind of nominative bad meets evil.
That's true.
Sort of scenario.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Breaking new legislation makes it easier for President Trump to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell. The too late act. Oh my gosh, they called it that, really? So, I do think we're gonna get rid of Powell early. I think it's just be forced out because Trump did. I think didn't he pick somebody?
Janet Yellen.
Like, dude, him refusing to cut the rates has like turned the economy shit. Like it's actively hurting the economy.
Yeah,
like first unemployment got really bad because no one's starting projects when the rates are this high, you know?
Well, okay. I do want to get to the economy in a second, but go on. Sorry.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. Like no one's hiring, and then from there, like it leads to shit like the higher inflation. So if he would have just cut the rates a couple months ago, we'd be doing just fine economically, but he doesn't. So here we are.
All right, so let's talk about real text. You brought up the judge in DC. Can you bring that up?
Mm-hmm.
Cherokee Bear for 2. Joe Walsh would have his period. Probably. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Joe Walsh enters his fucking man period.
All right, so we got to talk about the yeah, got to pull the judge thing because this is just what are the odds?
Call the judge and get some fudge.
Oh gosh.
On the other hand, though, did you also hear about Hillary Clinton's?
Yeah, so
I was about to mention that as well.
For those that don't,
we're glazing our political opponents to avoid being arrested now. I guess.
I don't know. But let me pull this up. So I gotta find the tweet. So basically, for those that live under a rock, Hillary Clinton. Hold on, I gotta find it. Yeah, she right here, according to the New York Post, apparently. Which this is a New York Post, but apparently this is real. She would nominate President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize.
No, yeah.
Listen, can you imagine a timeline where Hillary Clinton says that she gets Trump the Nobel Peace Prize?
No, don't arrest me, Trump, Sama.
That's the funny thing about this. That's probably what this is about. It's like, oh God, Trump, please no. We'll give you a Nobel Peace Prize. Please no. Trump should still arrest her, though, no matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just get the Peace Prize and be like, thank you, you're going to jail. American Nerd for 2. What would happen if Putin actually got arrested? Again, the Euros would suddenly love Trump, like, overnight. Russia would have a civil war immediately, I think.
Oh, yeah, no, Russia, because, yeah, there's no real, like...
successor.
Immediate successor to Putin. Like, there's several people who'd be aiming for it. It would go to shit. Like, the idea that Russia would have this calculated response to that, they wouldn't. Like, because they've got so many different forces
Literally,
in the government.
The sole reason the state is propped up right now is exclusively because Putin's able to keep everything under personal wraps.
Yeah, and everybody that disagrees with him disappears, so...
People forget too that in Russia's gonna be in the next 50 to 100 years, it's gonna become a Muslim majority country. People don't really talk about that too
That's
much.
cursed.
But the South that's heavily Muslim is repopulating at a massive rate, and then the birth rate in the rest of Russia is extremely low. So that's another thing. That's gonna be very interesting to watch how that plays out in the next century or so.
All right. Maroon Goon for 2 just registered to vote in Wisconsin yesterday. OW.
I'm gooning.
Oh gosh. Thanks for super chat, good sir.
Mm-mm.
All right, so let's talk about the DC judge. I gotta find that. So, where is it at? What's the judge's name again?
Bitch ass McGee.
Oh, gosh, close enough.
Anna Reyes.
Oh
the Biden
gosh,
judge.
it's her again.
Yeah, so that's where the lawsuit has been assigned to. Yeah, we know where it's going to go. We know how he's going to rule.
Yeah. So
Partisan justice.
close up. American Nerd for 2. What happened to that Wagner guy in Russia? Oh,
Yeah, his helicopter crashed.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Exists. No, Wagner still exists.
I
He
know.
just doesn't lead anymore. So they would also have, if Russia were to collapse, Wagner would make a play.
Yeah, I'm trying to
You
nuke
would
Ukraine.
see the remains.
Yeah, look,
He
the
got kind of
current leader of
banished to
Wagner,
Africa though. So
I don't know if you guys have noticed, the leader of Wagner literally looks like the fucking Chud Jack.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Go look him up. Go look him up.
Oh my gosh.
Luke, are you fucking Swan Marcus? God damn it.
why not, dude?
Why the fuck are you Swan?
You know,
Go back on your
he's a
fucking
fellow.
walk. Go back on your walk.
Dude. He's a fellow enthusiast of walking. You know,
Oh,
he
gosh.
took a 5-month walk. You know,
Hey, isn't he back or
Cardiovascular
something?
enthusiast.
Isn't he back or something?
yeah, he came back. Yeah, he came back from his walk in June. He was walking from November 5th until June. So
Correct the direct for 5. I'm imagining Trump winning the Peace Prize, then whispering in Hillary's ear, "Peace through strength," while slapping handcuffs on her. That would be the most epic gamer moment he could do. All right, so anyways, we gotta talk about the DC stuff because everyone knows this. Trump federalized the city, which crime's already going way down. Suddenly, people are able to walk in the streets again. Well, guess what? He has the full authority to do this. This is literally federal law. He can do this anytime. Well, they're filing a lawsuit to retake control of the police and take a guess which judge got it. What judge got this case? Just take a guess. I got it pulled up here.
Yes, Anna Reyes.
A Biden appointee. What are the odds of every single one of these cases being a Democrat judge? What are the odds?
100%.
I mean, there's not really a Republican judge in the DC area, so.
Well, no, this is a federal judge, so Trump would have a couple, or at least a Republican would.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you're telling me that every single judge this term has been a Democrat? That's what it seems like. Every major court decision goes to a Democrat judge immediately, which is just that the whole process to be resolved. That's stupid. The one judge like this be like, no, Trump doesn't have the power, even though he does. K-Cup for 5. Hillary, you deserve the Peace Prize, Trump. Thanks, Hillary. Also, what's your name start with? Hillary H. Trump, did you know H is silent in Benghazi? Oh, gosh. You should do something like that. I agree. Didn't an Obama judge stop Trump's crackdown? Yeah, I mean, it's always an Obama or Biden judge. Every time. And, once in a while, a Clinton judge is still alive. Somehow. So. Yeah. Not good. The court
Quite a lot
system
of
is
other news from yesterday, I should mention.
Wait, what?
Quite a lot of other news from yesterday and today, I should mention.
We'll get to that.
I'm probably not going to be on the full stream because I got to pack up to head back to Dallas. Anyways,
I actually.
We also got the Pew Research poll to go over.
That Pew Research, all the same idiots are falling for it.
Yeah, there's that. Louisiana sued Roblox, like the entire state of Louisiana, as in multiple government.
Also, Chris Hansen is working on a documentary on Roblox.
Oh gosh, let's get the Pew Research poll. I can't.
And there was an Emerson poll for Texas, the Republican primary.
And there was also a YouGov poll that showed the generic ballot swinging 4 points to the GOP in 1 week. So
yeah, let's talk about the Pew Research poll because the same people are falling. Well, They're not falling for it. They're lying at this point. I'm done pretending otherwise. These people are
Oh
purposely
yeah,
lying.
I saw someone say that New Jersey is safety this year because Chitterelli is tying himself to Trump.
So look at this. It's negative 22, and according to this shitty pollster, Trump is at negative 43 with Hispanics. Trump got more, according to this poll, Trump is doing worse with Hispanics now than he was doing back in 2016. Look at young voters. Magically, young voters are now D plus 30 again. High school less hate his guts now. And somehow, 25% of Republicans disapprove of Trump right now.
That's how I knew the poll was BS, when I saw the 25% Republican number.
Yeah,
That's how I know it was BS.
It probably Republicans DC.
That was like Biden levels with Democrats, which like
yeah, unbelievable. And the same people are bringing this up at -5 with white voters, but somehow Trump's actually doing slightly better with black voters. Somehow. How? I don't know.
Okay, let me just say this. I know you're not supposed to do on the ground like information or whatever because it's like biased or whatever. I work full time just talking to voters. Like that's what I do. Even though it's an off year, that's what I'm paid to do. I am not seeing anything like this.
Yeah.
If the person voted for Trump in 2024, 9 out of 10 times they're satisfied. If they opposed him, they still hate his guts. I've found like maybe one voter who was like, he's not doing the best job, but like they're still planning on voting Republican in the midterms. Like this idea that he's swung like 20 points disfavorable since November, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Maybe he's down a couple points. A lot of people are kind of like, I wish he was kind of doing better on some of this stuff. But like these people aren't like leaving the party or anything or leaving the movement.
Yeah, I mean, like, guys, America First Insight, which people should go check out, the average right now is 50-50. No, yeah, it's like 49% disapprove, 48% approve. It's basically 50-50. It has not budged since November. Yeah, there's been
if that Pew Research poll a generic ballot, Dems would probably be up by like 20.
Oh, to be up by 30 points, knowing Pew.
Oh, yeah, Blue Tsunami. That'd probably be an even bigger Blue Tsunami than like 1974.
Yeah. You're talking about like that, 1974. That's for those that don't know, that was
that's post Watergate. That was probably the worst midterm for Republicans in history.
Yeah.
It was a post coup. It was post coup.
Post coup. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Frankie Jr. for 5. Why even have a president at this point if judges can decide what the president can and can't do? Well, yeah. That's why we got to do something with the judges, which I've heard they will be doing something next month with the next budget fight, whatever it's called.
Should we have a Bain style court system in America?
No.
I'm kidding.
With the
apparently Democrats are planning to quit their jobs to stop MAGA and Trump.
Okay.
Also, in Virginia, neither Spanberger or Winston Sears are going to debate. They both turned down debates.
All right,
Spanberger turned down a CNN debate. Winston Sears turned down some other debate. I'm not sure what it was.
American Nerd for 10. Back on Russia, Tyrone. How do you think Russia should have been treated in the 90s, and who should have been in Yeltsin's place? Also, the West hated Putin because of the 2008 invasion of Georgia. So yeah,
Tyrone's not here anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
I mean, I could give 2 cents. I don't know. I don't know. I think the idea Russia was ever going to be integrated with the West, like even back in the 90s, I don't think it was really doable. It's just they're so culturally different from us. They've never really been in the club of like the Western countries. They've always pretty much been at odds, even when they have aligned with some of the West, like during the Napoleonic Wars, when they aligned with Austro-Hungarian. It was more so situational type stuff. They were never really in the West,
Yeah.
They've always been different, and they were never going to, especially with like China going the way it went, kind of abandoning the whole communism thing for a authoritarian, like just like kind of catch-all authoritarian country with communist aesthetics. I think that much more leans into Russia than the West. They're never going to be aligned with Europe. They're never going to be aligned with the United States. And I think if the choice came to do we align with Europe or Russia, I think Europe is a much, much more useful partner to have than Russia. So you're never going to get the two of them to align just because of like The entire east of Europe hates Russia for what they were put through during the Cold War. The entire west of Europe doesn't like him because Putin's evil or whatever. So yeah, it's I'd much rather stay aligned with Europe than like try to close ties with Russia or anything like that.
All right,
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. By the way, not sure how much longer I'm gonna be on the stream, but before we do, we should probably talk about the Texas poll.
Yeah, hold on, I got super chat to read. American Noted for 6. Do y'all think that Trump's anti-crime policies could actually help the GOP and the MAGA movement with minorities, including blacks? I think so. Because a lot people don't want crime. It's just common sense. I know Democrats think, oh, we're going to win voters over this. No, you're not. Go ahead and die in this hill again. Go right ahead. See what happened in New York. Just try that nationwide. See what happens. But okay, let's talk about the Texas poll real quick, because you do got to get going.
At some point, yeah.
Let's do it right now. So the Senate GOP primary poll, John Cornyn's done. I know Ken Paxton at 30%, he's tied with Cornyn, but guys, Cornyn's the incumbent. He's at 30%. This race is done. I don't see how Cornyn wins at this point. I know he's technically ahead, but he's at 30% as an incumbent. That's not good. So, real Texan, what do you guys say about this poll? I got it pulled up now.
Hold on, give me a second. It's the first one that Cornyn's led, I think, at all.
Yeah, that's something I kind of wanted to point out with this poll. Because, yeah, in theory, yeah, he's an incumbent. He's only up one. But every other poll is at Paxton, like, winning easily. So I think this shows that's kind of close. And I don't know. Paxton might not be as much of a favor as people said. People know my position on Paxton. I think it's a risk. I don't want to really rehash the debate. If you want to watch the debate, I think Zeppelin uploaded a clip of it. Yeah, I don't really want to rehash that, but I don't know. I think Wesley Hunt jumping in would probably be a good thing as of right now, because he's probably the best shot that you have to basically ensure Cornyn's defeated in the primary. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I think right now, though, the top line also for the general electorate, it's Paxton +5 right now, and Allred, who ran just a year ago, is at 41%. So yeah.
And we know too that Texas polls tend to overstate Dems. Like, this is consistent. Like, every year, even in 2022, they overstated Dems. Like, there's a few states that are always like that. New Jersey, Texas, as of late, Illinois. Those are some states where the polls almost always overstate Dems, like, with very little exception.
Ohio, Iowa,
Ohio overstated ours in 2022, though. At least JD Vance.
By like a point.
But like New Jersey and Texas, like New Jersey, Texas, Florida, they never overstate. They never overstate Democrats. They always underestimate Republicans.
Florida,
which again, you guys get ready, because that New Jersey governor race is about to really heat up in the next couple weeks.
Show. I think Shittervalley can win. I don't know what Shill's doing. I have no clue what she's trying to accomplish.
I think he's on pace to win. I mean, I just looked at the AFI, like the polling swings. The fact there's a debate coming up, he is gonna kill her in that debate.
I mean,
because he's like, just look at the way they give speeches. Look at that. He is going to obliterate her in that debate. And if that debate gets like national media attention, like it's going to be a Youngkin situation all over again.
Well, I would think. I mean, Shittervalley has a pathway to just crushing her completely. I'm not saying it's gonna be, but there is that chance.
I think he is, as of right now, he is on pace for a narrow victory. Things can change. But,
I agree. I think he's on pace to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Democrats do in New Jersey. They still think this is a D+30 state or D+20. They're that delusional. It's like, guys, voter registration swinging against you.
The new cope is he met Netanyahu, and that's gonna cook him. And it's like, yeah, is Cheryl gonna attack him on that? Really? Like, yeah, let's see that happen.
Who did Cheryl get endorsed by? Bring that one up.
And everyone I see talking about, like, why is he talking about Zohran? Like, a huge amount of like Jersey City, like North Jersey residents commute to New York City for work, so they're gonna care about who's elected mayor there.
That's why New
Jersey. The Palestinians in Patterson.
Yeah, and guys, people understand this, but like New Jersey, this is why I said like I didn't think it was going to swing that Republican in 24, but I was saying back then that hey, New Jersey's going to swing right because this is common sense. Northern New Jersey, all those people work in New York. They may live in New Jersey, they work in New York City. They have to commute there. They know it's a shithole. So
By the way, I should mention, you know who the Palestinians in Patterson are probably going to affect more? Nellie Powell.
are you serious?
Oh, by the
'Cause
way,
I think-
she's getting a primary challenger. It sounds like.
Really?
I think from the mayor of Patterson.
Good luck. Have fun with that
Because I
primary.
think didn't she visit Israel or something?
Who knows?
Probably.
American Nerd for 2. What about Troy Niels for Senate?
He's not planning to run. He'd be good, but he's not planning to run.
Okay, I gotta pull this up now. So yeah, I think New Jersey's one of those races that Ciattarelli can win. He has the pathway. Now, I think he's on pace to win. I agree with that. That's my take. Things could change, obviously. It's only the middle of August. But, guys.
But yeah, what the polling average went from like Cheryl plus 10 down to Cheryl plus 5, right? Like on
Yeah,
AFI.
Let me pull up America First Insight. That's actually good segue for
Because
our
that was
sponsor.
within a month. So if that keeps up, like yeah, he's on pace for a win.
Okay, let me pull this up. So again, we're
And not even the state like polling as estimations. If you apply the 2024 bias in New Jersey, Jack would be up right now. But again, we'll have to wait and see. September and October, that's when you're going to see polls coming out a lot more. So we'll have to wait and see. But you'd definitely rather be Jack this time around than 2021.
Now, obviously, again, there's not a lot of polling average because it's very early. But yeah, it started off as Cheryl plus 13. Now it's down to Cheryl plus 6 and 6.8. She's only at 47%. That's it.
That's another thing too. There's too many undecideds.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a close one. And also, like every indication we have, just from endorsements, from just like the polling itself, points to Jack doing better than 2021. And there's only so much better he can do than 2021 until he wins. You know.
I mean,
Like,
did he get
so
an
it's
endorsement from a big union in New Jersey or something?
That union, yes, a very politically active union that hires door knockers, canvassers, and so on. They were all behind Phil Murphy 4 years ago. Now they're all behind Jack.
I mean,
And
Jack
that's a
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Also, Turning Point is on the ground now. I know some people from Turning Point. They're knocking doors. A lot of organizations are out there. There's a lot more apparatus there than there was in 2021. And no one really knew. No one was following that race. Everyone was following Virginia. Now there's actual national attention here from the right. The Dems seem to be more focused on
California.
security.
Freaking
Yeah,
California.
that's what they're going to be focused on. Yeah, it's the same thing as 2021 when they burnt all their money on the recall. Now they're going to burn all their money on this redistricting
Which
thing,
that may not even pass now.
they're probably going to lose anyways. Kevin McCarthy just announced that he's fundraising $100 million for the no side. Schwarzenegger is going to be campaigning against it. The League of Women Voters, which is one of the biggest progressive groups in the state, came out against it.
I mean, who are Dems going to have on their side? Probably Obama.
It's going to be like they did get Obama there. They had to drag Obama and probably Harris. Well, may not.
Yeah, they're going to focus more on this redistricting thing than New Jersey. And
that's stupid.
Like, wow.
I mean, they'll still win Virginia because
over 4 House seats that, like, even if we just got Texas and nothing else, we'd still have a net gain of 1. Like, yeah, their map only gives them.
There's also problems in Texas because Cuellar's trial got delayed.
Yeah, we'll see.
At the very worst, assuming no state gets rid of it, this just evens the House map.
Dumbasses.
And we get New Jersey governor.
Man Milk for 2. Mickey Mouse versus Jackie Cheese, the true battle, New Jersey. Yeah, it's true. American Nerd for 2. What kind of governor will Ciattarelli be? Way better than Christie, I'm guessing.
He will be the moderate MAGA king. It'll be great.
Yeah. If he runs his campaign, and I'm assuming if he's a governor as he campaigns, he'll be a blue-collar Republican. Like you say, like a moderate MAGA guy. That's my take.
Oh yeah, he'll be like the return of like the Rockefeller Republicans, but the good branch, like the Nixon branch of Rockefeller Republicans.
Yeah, not the shitty one that everybody knows about. So yeah, I do think overall, I don't know what Democrats are doing now. I mean that referendum may fail. Which, if they spend all that money on that and that fails, good luck. I mean, how much money are they going to spend on that race, I wonder?
A shit ton.
Tens of millions, I would imagine.
Oh, they're going to I think they're going to spend like $200
Frustrating,
million.
this is so stupid, though. They're like, we're gonna gerrymander with the people's consent. It's like, what type of fucking argument is that,
And
bro?
the funny thing about this is now Republicans, they have ammo to use for a new referendum to actually make the independent commission fair. Because now you have these commissioners that are independent going around and saying, yeah, we want to say the gerrymander. That's just free
There
advertising.
was someone from the independent commission at the Newsom announcement.
Yeah. I mean, like, Republicans, if they're smart, get a referendum on voter ID, that's one thing, but get a referendum in California to get a real independent commission, like it is in Arizona. That's a good one. A system like in Michigan. That's a fairly good one,
This
too.
is what I think. You know what should happen on a redistricting commission? This is what should happen. State Democratic Party should pick 3 people. State Republican Party should pick 3 people. And then there's 6 people on the commission. That's how it should be done.
That's how it is, I think, in, like, New York. That's how it's kind of supposed to work there. But
yeah, it shouldn't just be the state appoints everyone, because then they'll just point a bunch of, like, people who were Republicans like 30 years ago and be like,
Oh
here
yeah,
we
that's
go.
your thing. Like they got, you got your hardcore resist libs. You got your like basically
like
Bernie
the
Sanders.
Ditchville,
You got
the
like your
Ditchville Notch Haley voters, like those type of people are the
you got
Republicans.
like your Angus Keene type independents, not like actual independents, but Angus Keene, because Bernie Sanders is way too leftist for that. And then you got your Adam Kinzinger Republicans.
Yeah, and guys, look this up. You can actually look it up. There are a bunch of these independent commissioners in California. Just the independents. They all gave the Democrats in the past a bunch of money. And even the Republicans, they're the principal types. They're the types to be like, well, we want a pro-democracy map to stop Orange Man. That's who we're dealing with. So, yeah. Frankie,
I imagine Adam Kinzinger probably supports the gerrymander in California.
Probably does. Frankie Jr. for 2. He'd be the Eastern version
Didn't
of
he
Lombardo.
doesn't Kinzinger support fucking, what's his face, Zohran? I know Bill
Probably.
Kristol does.
I think he does. Joe Walsh, I know, endorsed him.
Man Milk for 2. If Jack picks up New Jersey, do we have a shot on Rhode Island, New York, or Connecticut? New York would be the easiest, I think.
Connecticut Connecticut.
No, Connecticut Republicans have like a star recruit.
Oh, yeah,
like
the guy that's like in a Harris plus 20 district, yeah.
And Ned Lamont might not run again. We're going to do great in the governor's races next year. I think we're getting Wisconsin. We're probably going to get Arizona.
Michigan, I think that's
very good shot at Michigan. Yeah, we're going to do great in the governors next year. That's what I'm
Pennsylvania's going to be
predicting.
a lot closer because of Garrity, which I still think she should run for Senate, but that's just whatever.
Also, Larry Hogan might be back.
Great.
Yeah, Larry Hogan is teasing another run for governor.
I think he's going to run again.
And I think Wes Moore did an interview with LTE, who's I think now a Democrat journalist.
Yes,
or whatever.
actually, that LTE. He did an interview. Yep. And he's like, I want Hogan to run against me. But, like, you could tell in his voice, he was, like, worried. He was like, I don't really want him to.
Yeah, just I want
to. I think Wes Moore would be favored in that election, but it would be a lot closer of an election.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Hogan is a higher favorable than Wes Moore does. And that would be crazy. If we somehow knock off Shapiro and Wes Moore, that would be 2, like, decent future Democratic presidential candidates just out of it.
Yeah, their bench is gone. The decent part of their bench is gutted then, at that point. They have nothing left. At least with Wes Moore and Shapiro, they have some appeal. They at least seem like common sense guys. Can you imagine we knock both of them off next year? In a midterm? In a blue wave?
Yeah, Larry Hogan will be a patriot, you know?
Yeah.
Say what you want about Larry Hogan, but unlike Charlie Baker and Phil Scott, he's actually a team player. He ran for Senate in 2024, which took a lot of Democrat attention away from, and probably got David McCormick elected because of, like, he took a lot of money out of those states to, like, give to Elsa Brooks. So he's a team player. When his party needs him, he gets in, you know, and does shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to complain too much. So if he comes back and he takes out one of the Thames top candidates for the future,
Oh, that'd be great.
Dominator would be proud.
More would still win due to national environment. I wouldn't go that far. Let's look at 2018. I know Hogan was the incumbent, but he won by like 30 points or something crazy. You know, it's like he's strong in Maryland. It doesn't translate to Senate. That finally confirmed it, I think, to some people that hey, just because you do good at gubernatorial elections, that doesn't mean shit for the Senate.
It's funny, he won 4 of the 8 congressional seats last year.
That's weird. Really?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He won the Annapolis. He won the one in the east, the one in the west, and then he won the seat just north of Baltimore and the seat just south of Baltimore.
All right.
And then he lost the Baltimore seat and the 3 DC ones.
American Nerd for 2. If Hogan is a team player, why is he so anti-Trump? Well, I mean, you could still be a team player, not like Trump.
Because he's a team player in a blue state where we need him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting that. I've always said before, I like Hogan because he's one of the few moderate Republicans that has half a brain. He's not like
that's the thing.
Charlie
Yeah, if he was
Baker.
going around saying he's pro-Trump, he wouldn't be getting any of his like seat wins and shit like that. That's the thing with him. Like he's smart about it.
Yeah. It's good. Let's see. Frankie Jr. for 5. At least Hogan did more than Kemp and Sununu and ran for Senate when his party asked and helped. Yeah, he ran in freaking Maryland, and Sununu and Kemp would have won by like 20 points, or not 20, but they would have won by decent margins. Hogan at least ran. That's why I like him compared to especially Sununu. What is he doing?
I will say during like the BLM stuff, he was really pro-police. Like he was big on like stopping the riots. At least stopping them from getting as crazy as some other cities in like Baltimore.
Yeah. All right. South Carolina.
Also, I remember he randomly endorsed both Republicans in the Georgia runoffs in 2021. That just kind of came out of left field. But
stop calling Republicans dark blue states rhinos. Well, there are some like legitimate rhinos, like Charlie Baker. I know that's a very Democrat state, but he's not.
He wasn't the worst. Phil Scott's the worst.
Phil Scott.
Baker's just like. I don't know. Yeah, Baker was just kind of whatever. He just was doing his own thing. I don't really hate him too much.
Phil Scott, those worthless. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil Scott.
Man Milk for 2. Where's the Never Trumpers? We've got a lot of moderates. What? Oh yeah. Well, Never Trumpers like just dying out. All right. So, anyways, I looked more at this poll for the Pew Research poll, and I was looking at it on a different screen. And, well, look more at this. Hold on, American Nerd for 2. If so, then Hogan should have won last year. Well, that's a different story. That's a Senate race.
He only lost by 10, which is a very impressive performance. Trump lost the state by 30, and he lost by 10. And it's a state with a large minority population, too, where there's not a lot of ticket splitting. So that is actually a very impressive result that Hogan got.
All right, so I looked more at this Pew Research poll, and according to them, Trump's approval among Trump voters is down to 85%. People that voted for him in oh my gosh.
Wait. So his approval with Trump voters is 85, but his approval with Republicans is only 70. That means that 10% of the Republicans in this poll are like Harris voters. Yeah, throw it in the trash.
Oh my!
Because look by age. It was 75 to 25 by Republican. Yeah.
And look by age, guys. I'm getting so sick of this crap of people saying, "Oh, the young people are getting sick of Trump." Guys, some might
Trump's not right wing enough for us. That's what the issue is.
Yeah, and even then, this idea is crashed by 20 points. That's ridiculous. That is absurd. What?
I was looking at my timeline and I found this article, an opinion piece by the New York Times, titled "Abolish the Senate, End the Electoral College, Pack the Court. Why the Left Can't Win Without a New Constitution."
Well, dude, abolishing the elector, dude. I think we're the popular vote party
Yeah.
now. I know, I just think that with our coalition, we're going to be doing better and better in the popular vote. So, like, yeah, it's just a stupid idea. The Senate too. The Dems right now are like doing great because of the Senate. You know, they've got most of the battleground seats in the Senate. I don't know why they're so upset with everything.
Well, I think they just know it's a ticking time bomb. The Senate. That's like that's a matter
I
of
think they're
time
just
before that blows up.
they're looking for excuses. They're looking for
Yeah.
excuses to be able to like, yeah.
Because if they know, like, in the next, like, 10 years, a lot of those seats are just good luck. When they start retiring, not good. All right. Trump has lost support among younger voters. However, it's not because the youth are moving to the left. It's because Trump isn't right-wing enough. Yeah, that's the whole argument I've been making. Everyone can agree with me on this. It's because he's not been, like, especially in stuff like the Epstein files, which I know that's what
The Epstein files, the Israel situation. I mean, I'm gonna outright say it, and don't worry, I'm not gonna say it in a way that gets your channel demonetized. Their anti-Semitism and a general sense of disillusionment with Israel's importance has really hit right-wing youth.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's because there's a certain guy online with a certain
Okay.
following that you're a part of, or you took the path I did, where you read the Israel lobby and other books about it. There is a strong disenchantment with Israel, the Israeli lobby, and Zionist sentiment amongst Zoomer youth,
Yeah, and that's
especially right-wing youth, and that's the issue that a lot of people fail to understand. That is one of the biggest reasons why right-wing Zoomer youth are disenfranchised with Trump, because he's still paying a lot. He's still paying what is perceived to be excessive service to the Israelis. I think he's doing it just fine. I understand, and so hopefully other people do understand, that he's having to play coalition identity politics here, and I mean, I can't really fault him for that. But at the same time, he does
it just looks bad.
unnecessarily. Yeah, he doesn't conduct the best of optics when it comes to dealing with the Israel lobby.
That's this is the biggest problem people understand. It's not so much that they're done with Trump.
We don't hate Trump. We don't hate Trump. We still like him. We're just pissed off he's not going far enough, because we're the generation that wants to see actual fucking change after boomers have ruined everything. Did you know? I think it was Reuters who posted it. Did you know there are more Did you know that there are more buyers in the housing market over the age of 70 than there are people under the age of 35 now?
I saw that. That's nuts.
It's fucking ridiculous.
You get someone pull that off. I saw that.
Yeah, no, that's another thing. Trump isn't going far enough to deal with the housing issue.
And I want to talk about that.
He's making good work. He's making good work on it. Fundamentally, we appreciate where Trump is going. He is handling a lot of issues good, but there are certain issues he's just not going hard enough on, because there is still an incredibly strong geriocracy. That's what this is. Geriocracy.
Look in general, Rap.
Oh gosh.
We're ruled by
Thank
a bunch
you.
of old fucks who hate this country because
okay,
Zoars aren't willing to pay into Social Security anymore.
All right, the voices for two. Hold on, I missed some super chats. Oh, there we go. The voices for two. Hogan could have won if Biden stayed in the race, possibly. American Nerd for two. Gen Z is the anti-Semitic generation that's crazy. People are just sick of like the whole thing where it's like, wait, we have so many problems here, and now, I mean, look at this. This is real. This is real.
I don't even consider myself particularly anti-Semitic. I do think that the Israel lobby goes too fucking far, and I really dislike this Judeophilia and like fetishism with evangelicals and non-mainstream Protestant Christians in this country that were literally just like the Old Testament Israelis and whatnot. But at the same time, it's really fucking ridiculous how influential they are. If Israel were just another, I mean, frankly, Israel's a fucking client state of the United States, and they need to be treated as such. But
yeah,
it is quite ridiculous overall.
I mean, like, look at this, guys. This is another reason why I think Trump is
I
faltering
mean,
a little
we
bit.
saw the Lindsey Graham speech the other
That
day. What
that
was
that
it? It was-
speech is pathetic. Like, you're telling me that America was what he's implying is that for the first 170 years of America's existence, we were shit. Like, we did not have anything. We weren't like whatever. We weren't a good country. But suddenly we are because we support Israel.
Well, no,
Look.
what was his line? If America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug
Well,
on
that's
the
what I'm saying.
United
Like,
States.
he's basically implying we were shit beforehand.
Look, I don't want to take shit from Lindsey Graham when he literally looks like Netanyahu's aged wife.
Oh my
The
god.
jokes write themselves.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's a reason that Trump's approval is really faltering. I've talked a little bit about this on Twitter and stuff. It starts with some of the Epstein stuff, starts with some of that. But Qantas Insights did a poll 2 days ago, I think it was. Okay, some people are just, hold on. I gotta pull this up. Hold on. Gotta pull this up. because
I'm
there's-
holding.
Oh gosh. So Qantas Insights, they did a poll on this. And where is it at? Shit.
Language.
Gosh. So okay, there we go. Found it. Boom. So Trump's job approval was roughly 47%, which is literally what we got America First Insight. It's to a nail what we got. But look at the economy. This is fascinating to me. So Trump's economic numbers have actually gone up in the last month. They swung roughly 4 points. But look at the inflation. Inflation under Trump, 50% said it got worse for them.
I
And
mean, it's not even Trump's fault in particular either. That's the worst part, but people are still going to find a way to blame him
Yes.
for it.
And you notice something? Trump's approval is swinging positive for the economy. And I have a theory for what's going on here. Okay, it's really there's really three things going on. One, the whole market sucks. This should terrify everybody. Where somehow boomers can just buy up every house. But people under the age of 35 trying to start a family, they can't buy a house.
Yeah, did you know the average age of somebody staying with their parents for our generation now is like 27, 28, 29? People still live with their fucking parents. I had an argument with my mother yesterday because she said at her age, keep in mind, my mother just barely avoided being a baby boomer. She was born in 1969. She turned 50. She turns 56 this year. She said that at my age, she moved out, was working a full-time job, studying for 2 college degrees at the same time, and still had enough money to start saving for her retirement. And I was like, that's cool. You were working in you were working in the early mid 80s. Like, no, early 90s, late 80s. Like, fundamentally different economy. We had fucking Bush Senior and Clinton. The economy was like literally peak.
Yeah.
And you're trying to tell me that I could be moving out and living on my own when the cheapest single person apartment I can get is going to be close to what, 1,200 for a single room?
That's nuts.
Fucking in December, Ye and I are going to be moving in together for cost benefit shit, and we're still like for like a 2-room rentable house, we're still looking at paying about 800 each. That's fucking 1,600 a month. This is in College Station, where it's some of the cheapest housing in the fucking state. Austin, you're looking at paying well over 2,000 just for one person.
This is why
It's not quite as awful as like New York or Los Angeles,
That's not really saying
but
much,
it's
though.
still fucking atrocious. Yeah, it's still atrocious.
Okay, let's see here. American Nerd for 2. I'm not anti-Semitic, but I'm becoming anti-Zionist. That's a lot of people right now. Man Milk for 2. Soyburgers giving money to the APAC. Oh gosh. But yeah, like this is a good comment by Colt in the chat. These people don't realize is 20% interest in a $70,000 house is half of 7% of 400,000. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm getting sick and tired of these people saying, "Oh, the interest rates in the 70s and 80s were so much higher." Yeah, and how much did a house cost back then? like 70,000 or whatever. Yeah, the interest rates were higher, but the actual cost of the house was significantly cheaper. What do you think's gonna happen? I would rather have higher interest rates if the house was cheap. Just common sense.
I would rather deal with a fucking 20% APR on a house if it was significantly cheaper, because unlike other people, I know how to manage my money,
Yeah.
and I know as long as I make my payments on time, I'm not actually going to have to worry too terribly much about how much I'm paying, because the interest isn't going to fucking nip me in the nads.
Yeah, and guess what, guys? When you have a higher interest rates, yeah, it's gonna be the interest rates are scary and stuff. But if the house is cheaper, you're gonna pay it off a lot faster.
You're going to pay it off a lot faster because there's going to be a sense of urgency, and it's just not going to be as expensive, period. I'm not going to go too terribly into my family's finances, but we live just outside the Austin metro now. And our house, I want to say, I'm not going to get into specifics, but our house, when we moved out here in late 2021, was, I want to say, let's say 550,000.
Jeez.
Yeah, a 4-bed, 3-bath house on about 5 acres of land, 550,000. Do you want to know how much it's worth now because of inflation?
How much?
It's worth about
Oh my
700,000.
gosh.
Yeah, and this is not in Austin. This is in the Austin. Dude, this is outside the Austin metro, dude. $200,000 in 4 fucking years. It is absolutely unacceptable
This is
that
why
this is how bad the economy has
this is
gotten.
why Trump's approval is going down. This is my opinion. Like Quantas Insights, they conducted a poll on this. I don't know what the hell Barris and them are talking about. Listen, I respect Barris for what they and Mark Mitchell and stuff. I have no clue what the hell they're talking about. Guys, the Epstein stuff, yes, it pissed some people off. But the reason Trump's approval is going down is the economy. People want to buy a house. And you can't have where people over the age of 70 are more likely to be home buyers than those under the age of 35. I don't know how Trump resolves this. I don't know.
My rent assistance that I qualify for from the Texas Army National Guard is only about $400 a month. I'm still gonna look at. I'm still gonna have to pay close to 400 to 500 a month just in rent to be able to live on my own when I get out of
This is
here.
insane.
Not to mention the money I'm going to have to pay for the cost of groceries increasing right now. Granted, groceries are much cheaper than they were under Biden, but they're still getting pretty expensive. Gas is slowly rising up to $3 a gallon again, and I can feel that pain with my F-350 quite acutely, in fact. The F-150 is one of the most economical trucks you can get, believe it or not, when it comes to mileage for gas.
All right, American
I'm
Nerd.
still paying a shit ton. I really, really wish Trump would resolve that shit.
Yeah, because
And
this is what I'll
not
say.
just me. This is the situation for the majority of people my age who are just now, after all this COVID nonsense, finding themselves in a position to be able to try and get their footing.
All right,
And we're getting actively fucked over by news where boomers are still the fucking purchasing
and I
factor
warned
here.
everybody. I was called crazy for saying this a year ago. And like a couple months ago, I was saying the boomers were overinflating the market. Everyone thought I was crazy. Look at it. I was right. I called that they were doing this shit for years. And now they're getting caught for this. And people are realizing that, wait a minute, what? Why are we giving these people Social Security? Why? Why are we giving these people they're trying to buy homes, like when they already have one?
You know
probably.
why? You know why they want Social Security? Because they don't actually invest. They blew all their fucking money on stupid shit repeatedly. Because if you actually go look at it, the investment history of boomers is legitimately some of the worst in the country. They were the primary factor behind the '08 recession, with all the predatory loans and high interest rates on renting out houses, which is the same shit we're seeing play out with Airbnbs with the '08 recession. They continuously stick their money into get rich quick schemes and short term methods of high profit that immediately, within 10 or so years, 20 years maximum, come to bite them in the ass, drain them of their wealth, and they use that spare money they make instead of reinvesting into going on the shit like cruise trips or game shows or this and that and whatnot. I think you get my
Yeah.
point. They're fucking idiots when it comes to saving money. That's why they want to pay their social security. Fuck them all.
American Nerd for 2, has the housing market ever recovered from 08? It recovered in some sense, but it got a lot worse in some areas. So
No, the housing market is not going to get better until
Trump's
we
gonna
undo certain Clinton era laws.
Hey, what's up, guys?
hello.
Hey,
All
what's
right.
up,
Yeah.
Toes?
Hold on. There, Jacob Martin for 5. The only way to solve this is to lower interest rates and increase salaries, unless there's another 2008 housing prices that are not dropping. Well, another thing is you got to do something about this home market. You can't have these huge corporations buying all these houses, overinflating the values, and then you get these home buyers over the age of 70 buying houses. There's got to be a way to solve this. Got to build more houses, which apparently Scott Bessent has said starting September they're going to work on housing. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they can do.
I don't think that there, unfortunately, is much that they can actually realistically do about this because it is just
getting the materials cheaper.
it's bleak.
That's like the only thing.
I kind of have a suggestion. One, end immigration, both legal and illegal. Deport as many people as you can. 3, just build more houses. Like, people have this idea that we just build more houses and everything will be solved, but you also need to stop immigration. And you need to do kind of, and then those 2 methods will go somewhere. I also think with, like some, I don't really know the nuances of prizes and that kind of that whole industry, even though I had a vested interest in it when I was younger. But I'm sure that the Trump admin can change some, laws and regulations so houses, and especially in places like California and
They
even
need the new
Nevada.
zoning regulation laws.
Yeah.
That's what they need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do.
the
They need
zoning
the new
regulation
zoning
laws,
and
yeah.
housing regulation laws.
The zoning regulation laws in California are fucking insane. Even it's also the case in really across the country, but it's especially bad in California.
So what I do think one thing they can do is they got to find a way to lower the cost of materials for building houses. That's one thing they can do. I don't know what you would do for that, but
We're gonna import them from China. China has been handling your well housing.
I don't know. There's got to be like we have to do something ASAP because this is getting kind of where I don't know if you can recover from this.
Oh, you guys are still on, my bad.
American Nerd for 2, boomers ruined everything. They did.
Real quick, let me send something relating to California. I don't know if you already talked about it.
Let's see here. Nobody ever mentioned that smart growth policies are ruining the housing market too. Effing boomers passed the same building laws, so their effing houses will be worth more. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's not the thing I was gonna send. Hold on.
Yeah. So
Totally
overall,
YIMBY this.
we got to do something. Like Trump's got to do something ASAP. Like, you know, how he declared an emergency on energy a couple months ago. He should do the same thing with housing.
Oh wait, never mind. I did send it. Oh yeah. I got the California map details here. I don't know if y'all talked about it.
Not really. All right, we got to hear.
Yeah, it looks like it ends up only drawing out 3.
What?
And it's also not going to pass. They don't have the votes for it. They don't have the political capital for passing it. I think there's a stronger chance, and this is a hot take, that they end up screwing the commission over, so the commission actually kind of ends up being fair, and they end up basically shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
This would be preferable.
Yeah, right here. So, according to this, it does not look like they changed much. Like anything, like outside of Kylie LaMolfa, they really didn't do anything. Adam Gray still have oh my gosh, these idiots! They didn't even gerrymander properly.
So what you're telling me is that California versus Texas, despite California being the larger state, we're still getting a net positive of seats in the House.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's if the California map passes, which I don't think it will.
All right, I'm K-Cup for 5, 1995.
How fucking funny would it be? Oh, go ahead.
K-Cup for 5, 1995. My parents bought a house for $60,000. 2016 sold it for $150,000 after years of work on it. 2025 house after no extra work is estimated at $300,000. Good lord, that explains our market in a nutshell. It doubled in 10 years. Not even. But go on.
I was gonna say, how funny would it be if the independent committee just completely fucked them over for trying to get rid of them by making a legitimately fair map, and then voters voted on it? Because California voters are always really, really weird about being conservative on referendums.
Yeah, by the way, I don't think I'll be doing much full streams for a while,
That's fine.
just because it's school. But I think I do need to
I don't
go.
know.
I'll see y'all next time, I guess.
All right, see you real text.
Neither will I. I'm still going to be on for the rest of the stream, but I feel like I should announce this to the chat. There are a lot of Texas Army National Guard units being mobilized for the upcoming ICE mission to do a bunch of raids and deportations. The Trump administration is really ramping up handling shit in Texas. My unit in specific has been one of the many chosen to be mobilized.
Oh,
So
have fun.
starting August 24th, I have 2 weeks of training, and afterward, for an indefinite period of time, I will be working full time with ICE and the Texas Army Guard to assist in deportations, detainments, and logistical support.
All right.
So, yeah, no, I am part of the National Guard effort to kick them all out.
Patriot.
All right, everybody. So I think that's it for today's stream. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share it with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. We'll see what happens in Alaska in a little bit. I'm curious. Will someone be arrested? Will this actually be a meeting? I don't know. It'd be kind of funny though. Trump actually arrests Putin. Again, can you imagine? Again, Europe's reaction would be glorious. They would suddenly love him. So
It would be fucking hilarious, yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I think, regardless of your stance on the Russia-Ukraine war, I mean, Putin is really, and I've been saying this for 3 years, so I've been fairly consistent on this, but the whole decision to invade Ukraine was a complete fucking disaster for Russia, and it's just embarrassed themselves. And now they've pissed everyone off. They've pissed China off. They're kind of pissing India off because like Trump's now tariffing India because like India basically supports Russia. And so he's basically pissed all of Russia's closest allies off, except for like North Korea. And Russia has been completely humiliated. They haven't. I mean, Ukraine is fucked too. Like, I'm not pro Zelensky or anything like that, but no, like it's been a disaster for Russia. Nobody takes their threats seriously anymore because they can barely like make it a few hundred miles into Ukraine. So yeah.
all right, so I think that's it, everybody. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, like the stream, share with your friends, all that good stuff. We'll be back with a stream next Monday, or if something crazy happens, we might go live again. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see us at. Godspeed to all of you.